I it's recording.
1973, Washington, D.C. You heard about the massacre at the Muslim mosque, right?
Right.
Those, those brothers, I'm not going to sugarcoat, but I'm a word it different. Those brothers alleged that did that in the house that Kareem gave that the Hanafi Muslim. Those brothers came out of 12. Those, I knew them brothers because I was in the penitentiary with them. A lot of them brothers didn't come home, and a lot of them brothers didn't come home because Fred, if they'd have got the father, I wouldn't have been mad. But you went and got the children, Fred. I dissed myself and them brothers. 7 kids were killed in our house. You aware of that, right, Fred?
I know it was a bunch of kids. Yeah. I remember.
Yes. And one of the daughters lived to testify. Now, the brothers that alleged did that, Fred, to my knowledge, because I was really in the boxing in 73. I was still going to the mosque. I was a business captain in the penitentiary and in the streets. I want to say, Fred, that those brothers, when you kill babies, even though they was quoting the Quran and quoting the Bible, saying sometimes the children have to bear the sins of the father,
Right.
of the parents. You don't do that justified. I don't justify killing no children, Fred. Even though you got the order, but that order didn't come from Minister Jeremiah. That order came from some retarded brothers that was in love with Elijah Muhammad. So Kareem, when Kareem left Milwaukee, they gave Dr. This is what I'm hearing, and it should be public knowledge in the archive and in the Los Angeles Times. You should be able to get to the bill without what I'm saying. My understanding that when Kareem went to LA, Jack King Cook was the boss. He owned the Lakers when Kareem left Milwaukee. Am I right so far, Fred, to your knowledge?
Yes.
The brothers on the East Coast gave Jack King Cook an ultimatum. He said, I want to win championship. They said, if you don't pay us, we'll take him out and you won't have no superstar. Means the $3 million that you gave Milwaukee, you're gonna lose that, and the $3 million that you gave Kareem, that's $6 million you're gonna lose. But if you pay us, he's gonna win you a lot of championships. And which he did. Fred, I don't know if Jack King, I don't have no proof that Jack King Cook paid off, but I have proof that's the message that brothers out of whoever was the captain. I didn't know the captain in number 27 at that time. Who was the captain in Temple number 27 at that time in 71 and 73. I don't know who was the captain at that time, but I know he took the message directly to Jack King Cook, who ended up owning the Washington Redskins. So those brothers, Fred, that did that, I know them brothers.
What's their names?
I know that Theodore Moody, John Griffin, those are two that I knew personally. The rest of those, and Theodore and Bubba, that a guy named Theodore Price, he was the one that the feds investigating, and he told on everybody. You can find, and they wound up hanging him in Holmesburg prison in the 70s, early 70s. So, Fred, this is public knowledge. This is not nothing I'm making up. You can go to the archives, and that's when they had arrived at Holmesburg prison in the 70s. There was a kid named Theodore Price who was down with that. They called him Bubba Price. And when the feds got him and shook him up to his children, to my understanding, that was in the Philadelphia Daily News, he turned on them brothers. And he wound up dying by strangulation. I don't know if he did it from the pressure or the brothers did it in Holmesburg. I don't know, because I wasn't in Holmesburg at that time. I was in the streets. That's public knowledge and coming from the authorities in Philadelphia. coming out the bars. You hear a lot of hearsay in the bars and a lot of hearsay in the newspaper. So you, as a journalist, you got to be the judge of what was right and what was wrong. But public knowledge from the arrest, you can take it from there. You understand what I'm saying?
So who gave the order? If it wasn't Jeremiah Shabazz?
The order, they want to say it come out of Chicago because that brother Khalifa took, you remember Fred, in 1977, the father of the children, he took over the building in D.C. You heard about that, right? You was a kid.
No.
He took over the building and he told the world that I want to talk to Ali and I want them brothers set free so my soldiers can come get them. He took over the building and said, I don't want to talk to nobody but Imam Wafdi Muhammad and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, and them talked to him on the phone, but Muhammad Ali and Imam Wafdi Muhammad, they didn't go to D.C. to my knowledge. But to my sources, that he did talk to them in 1977 when he took they took the Pentagon in D.C. hostages. Public knowledge. Khalifa, he was the head of the Hanafi Muslims.
Right.
That's what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, even today. He's a Muslim, but he's part of that set called Hanafi. And that was Kareem's house that the children got killed in. That's why Kareem, he always respected, he hated Elijah because he knew that wouldn't happen unless it was on Elijah's order. So Elijah got a lot of blood on his hand, brother. Them brothers, and I don't think Junior was that cold, or the sisters would kill a bunch of babies. I think, in my personal opinion, at that time, brother, Yusuf Shaw was the regional captain. It goes back to looking at his track record. Did he have something to do with that? Did he give the order? Because even he got a threatened letter that y'all propagating Islam. So what message up did brother send out all them threatened letters to all the mosques? Y'all need to distance yourself from Elijah. He's a false prophet. So that's how that went down. But Fred, I'm not taking up for my minister, but I believe that my minister had nothing to do with that. My minister, Jeremiah Shaheed, Muslim Shabbat, I don't think he had nothing to do with it. Even though those brothers, a couple of those brothers was on suspension from the mosque for fornicating, they was out at the time, but they were still registered to number 12. So if you look at the public knowledge spread, you got to weigh it for yourself. Now, a lot of papers going to say that Jeremiah knew what was going on, that Jeremiah was the boss, and how not the boss don't know. If you got some brothers that tell you that I don't even answer to Elijah, so Jeremiah put them brothers out, to my understanding, and what the Daily News and the federal government put on the TV. For me knowing this firsthand, now I know the brothers firsthand because I was up in the penitentiary with them. But knowing how that went down, Fred, I can't testify that because I don't know. Because I was in my own world at that time, running numbers, and I had a bar at the time, so I don't really know. I know that if you put on my record all the brothers that I was close to, they had nothing to do with that. So none of my guys, none of the brothers that were close to that, when that went down, Mike Tyson's father-in-law, you can get to him, he was still in Grady Ford State Prison. He was still in the penitentiary. He didn't come home to 76. He got locked up for a homicide. He didn't come home to 1976. Wafdi Muhammad put up the bail when the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his case. So all mosques had demons in it, Fred. Right. All mosques was petty. all brothers, you had brothers in all mothers fornicating. I'm not going to say, and you had some good brothers that lived by the rules, took care of their wives, sold their papers, sold their bean pies, sold their hot juice, and sold their fishes. But you got some brothers came in, a lot of brothers that came in, they came in when they was in the penitentiary, and they came home and we embraced them because they took us in while they was in prison. So you got a lot of brothers that came in, their mind was in front of us, they walked straight. When they got home with their wife, they act crazy. With other women, they act crazy.
Right.
So what I'm speaking on my crew now. Guys that were with me, some of them were straight up, some of them was crazy. I'll put it like that. Guys that was part of my crew. But I thank God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank God for Jesus and the prophet. We thank God for all those that came. Elijah was never a prophet. Elijah was never a messenger. Elijah was someone that came. He wasn't a disciple. All you can say that Elijah opened the doors. Had it not been for the nation, a lot of the one of us wouldn't been on the sooner today. Elijah always said, I didn't come to keep his law. Elijah Muhammad said, I come to clean you up. One will come after me, will take you into al-Islam. And that's what the man walked in Muhammad in 1975. If you watch when he took over, we're going on the Sunnah. We pardon Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdul. May peace be upon the Prophet and all his companions. I mean, so that's how that started. So that's the history of part of the history of number 12. And a lot of brothers in number 12 was gangsters. I was one of them. I ain't sugarcoating nothing for your friends, but you asked me a question a while ago, Fred, about Muhammad Ali. Brother, had it not been for us, them Guineas would have stored Ali like they did Sonny Liston and all the other fighters. The Guineas, they were scared of the Muslims. We used to rob the Guineas number house and fill it up and not be protected with some of the brothers. The Guineas were scared of us. They want, see what they did. We use Angelo Dundee. We use him. They know if Angelo there, Angelo, to my understanding, Angelo gave the mob, the Philadelphia mob, some of his take from Ali, some of his 10%. Because we know they were going to come at Ali. Muhammad, we ain't going to use them rednecks, that police trainer, Joe Martin out of Louisville. We're bringing Angelo, because Angelo was a Guinea, and the Guinea ran boxing at that time.
Right.
So you see why we protected Ali, and the mob was scared to mess with Ali, and because the mob was scared of Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm. Even when Malcolm left, they were still scared of Malcolm. Why do you think Malcolm went to Miami? Malcolm was there, and look at him. All the guys, the only guys survived from that night until he got in his 80s with Jim Brown. All the guys was at that fight with Ali. Sam Cooke and all of them, they wound up dying. Only somebody left that night in Miami, 1964, was Muhammad Ali and all the brothers that was around him. Captain Sam, who was in charge of Ali at that time because he was the captain in Miami. We didn't take over Ali's security until Ali moved to Cherry Hill, until he got suspended and moved to Philadelphia and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's when number 12 took over. Even though Yusuf Shaw was the regional captain, Jeremiah soldiers took care of Muhammad Ali. We respected Joe Frazier. We didn't let nothing happen to Joe because we know we all would make money because we knew the 3 fights they would take. And we knew that Ali Russell, we all had an idea he was going to lose the first fight to Joe in 1971. But we knew, so this, When Ali fought George Foreman, that fight never would have happened without the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was sick in Phoenix. Don tell you himself he went to Phoenix. Herbert had to get the blessing from his father. And what Elijah Muhammad had his way, but what he said, make sure that Negro George Foreman $5 million is in the bank. Because we have to go see that number writer, Don King. I heard him say that. I heard Herbert say it. And Elijah Jr. I never heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say it. But I know they wouldn't say nothing on national television that their father didn't say. But I know for a fact he was sick then, Fred. And Ali was scared to death. You see, that was a true part in the movie. He said, when he said, my father said, you can come back. What Ali said, I was a Muslim all the time when I was on suspension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Ali got suspension from boxing, Elijah Muhammad spending him from the nation because there wasn't no money coming in.
Mm.
So now you got the whole picture of both mosques.
What else you eat?
Now next question, Fred.
So one would ask, were y'all extorting Ali?
I never extorted Ali. I can only speak for myself. Me and Sister Lana, Noel, and we never extorted. And none of the sparring partners, we never extorted. For I think that Herbert got more than he should have got. But God knows best. God is the best of knowing, best of planner. All will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's all I can say. Personal prayer, and you know I was a known extortion artist. You heard that about me in boxing. But I never extorted Ali because I didn't have to, because Ali gave the Muslims. So now you understand the whole picture?
Yes.
Next question as we wind down.
Why did you mentioned why his wife left, Belinda Boyd? Why did she leave?
Belinda left because of his affair with Veronica. That's what she said. But Captain Raymond Boyd, her father, her name was Belinda Boyd before she became Belinda Ali and Khalid Ali.
Khalid Ali, huh?
Her name was Belinda Boyd. Her father was a business captain like I was, but he was a business captain in Chicago.
Right.
So he said to the brothers that was over there, bring my wife home. So I got sick in Zaire real bad, and my mother made me come home. People want to say I came home with her, that Captain Raymond ordered me to come home with his daughter. She'll tell you I didn't come home with her. She'll tell her own mouth. I was over there praying. I was sick in the dog eating that food over there. I came home like 3 days after George got cut, and Carl King up there fired that. Because he was 16 years old, running around signing. His mother beat his butt. He went around signing Gerald Ford, drinking liquor at 16. That's what that is. And plus, he had a lot of affairs, bro. You know, I don't get in the man business. When I'm on security, he was the boss. He was the champ, bro. I'm hustling, man. I did my dirt prayer when I was a captain. You know, I ain't no angel prayer. That's why I thank God I live to be older than I is. And my father's still alive, going to be 99, his birthday in November. Bro, God have blessed me. And I'm glad I'm lived to tell you about it. You can put it up, print it. It is what it is. God is the best of knowing and the best of praying. You ain't got to hold back none this way. Put it up. That's the one.
I am.
Normally I told you to save it. All the ones I told you to save prayers, you can put them up now.
Yeah, God, I still have them.
If you want to put them up, but these are the ones we did the last couple of weeks, put them up.
Yeah, they're up. They're up.
Because people, I could tell from some of your questions, some of your people right in, they know that I know what I know, but they wasn't sure that I was telling you the whole story. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what that is. That's what that is, friend.
So you was Muhammad Ali's security?
Yes, I was on security.
Explain that.
Wherever where Ali went in Philadelphia and Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I was on security, and the twins are verified. I used to babysit them. The twins are verified, yeah. And Belinda knows me real well. Cause you know, I called in when she was on the show, didn't I, Fred?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Oh, I know the Captain."
Mm-hmm.
See, pray God. See, and you're right, Fred. It's a lot of weight off me, especially tonight. I was so bogged down when we talked about it before, but you see tonight I let it go. What I tell you, Fred, you got me wind up. Did I tell you that?
Got you lined up.
Fred, you pulled it out of me tonight, bro.
Uh-huh.
But Fred, you know what, Fred? You're a Christian, brother. When you get all that weight off of you, you feel better, Fred.
Yes.
And I'm relieved now, man. A lot of stuff I wouldn't have said, but Fred, I'm getting old now, approaching 82. It's time to let that old past go. Time to get them skeletons out the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And some people gonna like it, some people ain't gonna like it. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying, brother?
Yes.
So that's what it is, bro. So now I don't know if I'm going to the Wayne and Mount Fred, but I'm going to the hotel sometime tomorrow in politics. And I'm gonna go to the fight, man. I'm gonna call Bill now, make sure my credentials and stuff is right. And see what it is, man. You know, Fred, you did something Brian you could get. You brought something out of me, Fred, that I probably would have took to my grave. But you always notice, you see how, Fred, I used to beat around the bush and rush you for the next question?
Mm-hmm.
But tonight I let you go, didn't I, Fred?
Yes.
So, man, this is, before I go, Fred, I want to say this to your people. I told Brother Fred, Leon J. Muhammad Sports Production out of New York City, I told my part of the story. A lot of people there that was in, when I was in the community, I'm still in the community. I still bear witness that Allah's God, that Muhammad is his messenger. But I'm no longer affiliated with Nation Islam. I respect Minister Farrakhan. I respect them brothers. But it's a new day. So I thank God for everybody. And before I go, Fred, I'm going to say this. I hope y'all enjoyed this long interview that me and Barbershop Conversation Fred gave y'all. You judge it, you weigh it, and let God be your guide. Be round 12. See you next time.